So, here we are. We are in Playday number 1, guys. We're down to the top 6 team for HGC 2024, the Hanzo Genji Cup. And we have this all play out on the NA server, obviously. Alderic Pass, our first map today, as we have 30k going up against the SL Enjoyers. So, NA versus Europe. All of this is playing on the NA server, so European team is playing cross-server here, and they're going up against probably the tournament favorite. I mean, you look over to the names of 30k, and you pretty quickly realize that this is an absolute all-star team. I mean, this is literally an HGC team. This is what we're looking at, so it is kind of funny. It's pretty cool, and I love that they, for example, got Caterpillar here now as well, that he's playing too. The Vikings are being banned against the Europeans, and it's a little bit sad to see them go, but I am absolutely here for this. So we are going through a full round robin with the teams that we now have here. There's going to be a huge number of amazing matches in this phase of the tournament. It's still best of 3, but we are obviously going to add some best of 5s then later on too. But I really can't wait. We have, of course, HGC EU LUL with Dino and Hazu. Now here we got 30k. We have our second European team with the Enjoyers, and in total, with the 6 teams, we have 2 European teams and 4 teams from North America. Now this entire tournament has been also kind of marketed from us as more of an NA tournament. First of all, because it plays out on the NA server, but also because it starts to a bit more of an NA-friendly time, so not to the typical European prime time there, or like very early in the day and the weekend, which makes it a bit easier for the NA boys to get out of bed and move their butt towards their PC. So on bans, we got Sylvanas eliminated, and on top of that we have Junkrats, who is out. So final ban on the side of the Enjoyers. They actually qualified extremely late, so they had to go through the last chance qualifier. We had 2 qualifiers in which 2 teams qualified each time, so that's 4 teams in total. And then the best teams out of the 2 qualifiers, they went into the last chance qualifier. And the Enjoyers, I mean, they really fought tooth and nail to make it into this final round, or the round robin here. And they defeated One Direction in the last best of 3 series and just barely made it now into the top 6. So good for them. At the same time, I'm not so sure what to expect here right now. As I said before, they're going up against an absolute powerhouse, and Legacy starts things off with Lucio, as Brightwing and Johanna are now being taken for the red team. So, with Brightwing here, by the way, also a quick side note, my Brightwing infestation that was threatened, it never really properly emerged, but there were fruit flies that were nipping around in my kitchen and were saying like, oh, we like it here, and I was just like, no, you don't. So they have all been squashed right now. All the Brightwings are dead, they haven't found any friends, all the friends that they have are very invisible or very dead, and I can happily report that the same trap that I used last time, years and years ago in Germany, is still fully functional, so good stuff. Only a dead fruit fly is a good fruit fly. Diablo and Blaze, and I'm talking Brightwing right now. So, Dibbles at the front line, the OG bully, just trying to push people around here. Again, we're going to Alderic Pass as our first map. I could have totally seen some of them go into Dehaka, for example. Could still see either Dehaka for the red team or maybe Falstad. So there's a couple of things that they could still pull off if they really wanted to here. Chromie gets banned out as well. We had, of course, with Madara, someone that played a lot of mages here. Chromie, quite strong for him. His Hanzo is a little bit notorious, but there's a lot of mages that he can bust out here. And then you have Q, obviously, who now finds himself on the NA server where he can play with Tracer, with Zeratul, and really get some of those heroes out that he's known for. That he sometimes also plays when he subs in for European team in a European tournament, but obviously with the ping disadvantage playing cross-server, that always makes it difficult for him. Here, more in his home environment, is much easier for him. Now, for the Europeans, still waiting for a bit of a side lane pick to see what they're going for here. We already got them with Jojo. They know they're up against Blaze. So are they trying to play this out with, yeah, just simply a little bit of global control? Or are we going to get a team fight combo where they're putting another powerhouse against Liam? No draft rules, by the way. In case that you're watching this for the first time here, we have no draft rules. There's like no crazy shenanigans where you can only pick a hero once. So we wanted to actually put a contrast in, since a lot of our recent tournaments have always featured some special rules, and we might introduce it again in the future. But as a contrast to show people, hey, this is actually just a totally vanilla tournament, so check it out. We have now Vala, we got Sonya. So question already answered. They go a little bit more aggressive with the things that they are playing out here right now. Yeah, Vala and Sonya come in, and then on top of that, we're getting for the blue team Maiev and Lul Nara. Alright, so it is Bambi time. Okay, Bambi in the house. And our final pick, last but not least, what are we getting for the enjoyers as we are heading into the final, the first game of the series. That would be a little bit quick. We're not going into the final one yet. Hopefully we're getting a lot from these two. That would be a lot of fun. So, Aldrich Pass is kicking us off, and the final pick for Alvaros is Sergeant Hammer. The European Hammer. Let's go, everybody. Game number 1, Aldrich Pass. Game number 1, 30k on the left, ladies and gentlemen. The enjoyers on the right, and for the blue team, we have Cure on Maiev, Caterpillar on Diablo, Madara is playing Lunara, we got Liam on Blaze, and Legacy on Lucio. As over to the right side, it's the enjoyers with Arian on Vala. So far not making a choice yet. Keep in mind that playing is a little bit different here, so Vala might not necessarily go for an auto attack style, considering that we have Ether on Sonya, Alvaros on Sergeant Hammer, going with the advanced artillery over here. We got Lavekal on Brightwing, and Idrax is playing Jojo. So, Vala still hesitating a little bit here. Could still go with an auto attack style. You are not the hyper carry for the team. If you die a few times, it's fine. You still would then like to really stack your level 1, but you could also go into an arrow build on this map. That would definitely work. Multi-shot a bit less likely, even though recently we have seen it once or twice. So yeah, there's that. And already, Tether's coming out. Vala still hesitating. I mean, the first fight is happening. And they go multi-shot. Now, there's one argument to be made in regards to multi-shot, and it's a bit noteworthy that some of the European teams are currently playing multi-shot in this tournament specifically. Haven't done it in any other tournament, but have done it here. So if ping is a problem, then multi-shot might be a bit of a safer option for you. You get the wave clear, you get also on team fights a lot of potential stacks and damage. So if you are worried that an auto attack style is going to be difficult because you have ping problems and you think you are going to die eventually anyways, and you don't want to go into an arrow build, multi-shot can still do a lot of work. So they might really make some of these choices dependent on how the ping is for the team or for the player accordingly. So Arian with Vala right now going into that multi-shot build, and we'll see if this is working for them. I believe the last time they played it might have been on Tomb of the Spider Queen. I know that we already had it once before. So a different build from them now. Lulnara all the way up at the top is already dealing with Sonya a bit. He's trying to take over one of the regeneration globes. Nicely done. At the bottom of the map, Tether, Brightwing coming in. Alright. Trying to save the day here. Gets pushed around a bit, but all good. Diablo obviously is trying to have some fun here and push them into walls. We have by now siege tactics for Sergeant Hammer. Level 7 still needed. Will be the most important talent for Sergeant Hammer here. And so far, Ether is actually doing extremely well against Madara up at the top. So Bambi has to be a little bit careful here. Get some assistance now as well from Vala as she rotates in and tries to help out. But I still want to see how the red team, or the blue team, is now reacting. A Cure on Maiev, of course. I mean, again, an absolute beast. And then you have Caterpillar at the front. It's always fun to see Caterpillar in these. It was always really interesting to me because I knew that Caterpillar has like a German part of the family. But you know how Americans are. Americans are going to run around and they're going to tell you like all day long, oh yeah, I'm really Italian. I was like, so do you speak Italian? No. Have you ever been to Italy? No. Do you know anybody that's in Italy? Like, no, but I'm Italian. Americans are really weird when it comes to all of that. They're very, very proud of like their their heritage. Like 5, 6, 7, 8 generations removed, and then they're like, oh, I'm Italian. It's like, yeah, you're not Italian, you're American. You have maybe some Italian ancestors, but that's about it. Has nothing to do with you, honestly. But Caterpillar speaks fluent German. I was absolutely shocked the first time. I was really impressed. And pretty well too. So he visits apparently very often, and it was very interesting. So yeah, he's not one of those, and it was kind of funny. But yeah, if you ever make it to the US, you can have that conversation with pretty much everyone. Being it a cab driver, being it a random person on the street, you ask them where they're from. Either they get offended, because like, oh my god, how can you ask me that? Or they're going like, oh yeah, I'm like Irish. Irish doesn't really, that doesn't really count. Or that. But yeah, ask them if they've been able to speak the language. It's kind of funny. But yeah, Caterpillar was always one of the guys that really impressed me with that. So yeah, it's kind of sad that he's not really playing cross-server like some of the others do. But we had him, of course, also at the offline event that took place last year in Berlin. If you haven't checked that out yet, you can look at the playlist on YouTube, the Nations Cup. That one was awesome, and Caterpillar was there too. So yeah. Long story short, really big fan of the blue team. Amazing players. Legacy is, of course, an absolute boss. And then you have also Madara. First blood now for the team with Sonya that gets eliminated all the way up at the top. Down at the bottom, Arian is now attempting to take Cure out. I don't think they can get him here. But maybe Vala's in trouble. Nah, she's able to get away. We have level 10, of course. Sorry, level 7 for both of the teams. It means the Hava Siege mode is now in play. Vala has continued with Hot Pursuit as their level 7. And at the top, with the first objective, they already took out Fort number 1. So pretty successful first objective rotation for 30k. That one did work for them. Yeah, Cure getting attacked over here now as well. And down at the bottom of the map, the plays continue to. I mean, right now Vala's just happy that she was able to take him on for most of the time here and not lose too much, but still. Mid lane, that's where Sergeant Hammer is slowly starting to move over. It's a little bit of a tricky one, honestly. You gotta be very careful how they're playing this out now. Level 10 is kicking in for the blue team in just a second, so this is going to give them a pretty big leg up. Not for very long, but again, for a short period, you have level 10 abilities. That's always kind of nice. Next objective is also soon coming up again, but first, Brightwing is eliminated at the bottom of the map. So yeah, Brightwing already gone, already taken out here. Yep, not too bad. Good start. The boss also getting targeted, so I like the way that they're rotating from one position straight into the next here and making their plays. Boss claimed, and at the top, Diablo is sniffing out what the red team is doing, and they're trying to do the same thing. Oh, Leap is missing. This has actually been a bit of a theme for the enjoyers. Diablo would have been dead 100% if that Leap connects. Is still nearly dying to Sergeant Hammer, but this could have been so much worse here for the blue team. Now, he isn't even fully stacked, so he will be down for the entire duration. This could have been interesting. This could have been really interesting. But at the bottom, Lunara now with all the assets that she's popping and tripping, she's taking down the fort together with the boss, and up at the top, this one is not going to go too much. Just nibbles at the wall a little bit, but this one is definitely destroyed. So, yeah, job well done. That's 2 kills, 2-0 already. And all the way towards the top right. By now, we're having Sergeant Hammer again with the camp that they just claimed. They gotta do something here. They got their own level 10, and we saw Leap obviously already in action, but it's still 2 kills to 0, and that 1 level advantage for the blue team. As down at the bottom of the map, Vala is taking down the boss, and over on the right side, they were hoping to take Lunara out, but just hope maybe. Yep, scratch that, they can. I was about to say they couldn't, but thankfully they are able to connect the Blessed Shield from Johanna, and that is Bambi eliminated. Bambi is gone, and that is a pretty good start for them right now. Starting to a comeback, I want to say. So, yeah. Stun is up in the middle now, trying to make a couple of plays here, so let's see how far they can go with that. All the way up at the top, though, we have Vala. And Vala is currently sitting at 9 stacks, so this whole play into multi-shot has not really worked out too well for her yet. Once that we're going into more team fights, she might be able to stack this a bit quicker, but at this point, the output that we're getting from her is a bit poor. Sonya gets attacked, has to leave out, and 9 hit points. Nice. Gets saved by Brightwing. Job well done. That got dangerous for a moment, but they're able to save her. So, neat. Yeah, but level 13 talents are already on the blue team side, and they're instantly trying to use it in order to move in and take on the opponent's camp again. They already took the first one. And just look at the minimap, how successful they already were taking these structures out. They've eliminated the fort at the top and the bottom of the map. They only have to go through the one in the middle now. And yeah, well, with that, here comes the next little attack. Alright, Cure, careful. Another quick jump. And this is the end of my F. My F is already gone. Good move, but they might lose too much in the process. Brightwing and Vala are both able to make it out here. Both of them are able to escape and do not die. That could have turned the tide in favor of the blue team, but as is, this is a defense that was at least for now successful. Can they turn it though? If they're able to push it over to the left side of the map and maybe take the prisoner camp, that would be pretty neat. In the meantime, we have all the way up at the top Sonya going for a bit of spin to win here and trying to make her move. And obviously down here in the middle, Madara just like popping away one hit at a time, and he's been doing enormous amounts of damage. Just look a little bit of how much siege damage he currently has. He's sitting at 90,000. This is not only damage that he put in against minion waves. He actually totally murdered tons and tons of structures. The top lane, the bot lane, now here in the middle, taking the wall out. We got 30,000 damage for Sergeant Hammer, which is top damage in the game against heroes. But that really doesn't matter too much if you're consistently trailing behind and you're falling behind in structures as well. So, huge problem for them. Now in the middle, maybe they can at some point start sieging up, but they need to do some structural damage. Winning the objective would go a long way, but they've been the ones that have been falling behind there too. So, really good play from 30k. And if the Enjoyers want to have a realistic chance, yeah, they need to come up with something. Currently, they're getting a bit outplayed on the map end. And of course, level 16 is now kicking in any second for 30k, which means that they have a talent advantage and they're immediately trying to force a fight. I mean, the second they have level 16, they're like, okay, here's our power spike. Let's go again for the camp, see if we can maybe even get a kill here. And they're establishing already a very good position around the prisoner camp, trying to claim it here. Progress is happening right now, and this is looking extremely bad for the Enjoyers. I don't think they can, they can defend this. This objective is likely going to go over to 30k once again. Bambi, Madara already poking. We now got 16 and still half a level missing for the Enjoyers. And then on top of that, yeah, they're moving into the middle, trying to take out that fort. So they're attacking on all fronts. The objective has been claimed. Still no level 16, so they're trying to push as much as they can before the objective even arrives. And they could destroy the fort before the raiders are even in here. So, yeah, it's gonna be very, very rough. At least the disc, no, Blessed Shield actually missed. Yeah, Blessed Shield did not do enough for them. Disc missed too. And, well, here come the cavalry. So, cavalry is in, but the first game, it is really just 30k to make the big plays right now. They are driving the agenda here. They're driving the bus, and they're driving it pretty quickly down the road. One wall after another gets destroyed here, and the European team is just struggling. Again, they had trouble qualifying for the top 6 in the first place. Now they're going up against probably the favorite for the tournament victory. And 30k is showcasing exactly why they are such a strong team. And again, they're playing on their home server, so they have no problems with ping. The Europeans, on the other hand, have to play with a heightened one. Always pointing this out also when the NA players play cross-server in European tournaments. But it's definitely noteworthy. Will usually limit either the builds that you're using with some heroes, Vala comes to mind, or it will have an effect on what kind of heroes you are picking in the first place. So, gotta see. But by now, they haven't taken a keep yet. 16 versus 16. Keep hasn't been taken yet, but we now have a boss up on the map, and that also changes things a little bit. So with the boss already up, now you can see if maybe towards the top you can push for a keep. Now, the Enjoyers are not a bad team, obviously, so they know what's going on here. They immediately moved down to the bottom of the map in order to take a boss too. So they said, okay, we have to give one up, but we have to at least make a counterplay. That's the same thing that they already did previously. So now they just have to see if maybe they can at least take that fort out. Boss should be able to claim it. It's 13 minutes in. The defense at the top is a bit more important to them right now. So they're currently trying to make a move for that. Camp is also stolen. Yeah, and they want the kill together with it. So far they haven't gotten, but it's always dangerous. Could always happen next. So, the attack is coming. The topside keep is in trouble. The bottom fort has nearly fallen. The boss is moving through it. At least finally some structures are going down. Vala is also able to claim a few additional stacks for her level 1. Nothing too insane, but with 27 she at least has completed the quest. The problem is that the boss is now about to eliminate the topside keep, and that means that the first armor shield is removed from the core itself, and that obviously can later on spell disaster, so they gotta be mega careful with this. Blaze is defending the bot lane, not really having a problem here or anything, so he's doing well. And yeah, Cure is just like moving around, trying to go for the next minion wave and escort that out. Bambi wants to make sure that she survives and doesn't get flanked in. The gap in experience has widened, which means that currently they're looking at level 20 talents that will come up in a moment. And thanks to a lead that has been extended to more than an entire level, it's going to take the European team a lot of time to catch up and get to Storm talents themselves. So they're just essentially playing from farther and farther behind in a desperate attempt to bring the game back. But with Storm talent now available for their opponents, it's going to be a real tall order to have an impact here. And of course, the same MO that we already observed earlier is still true. 20 kicks in, and the blue team starts to try and force fight. And obviously makes, in the same process, also a play for the objective. So, goes for the objective again, tries to take that on here, and yeah, so far, so good for them. One armor shield removed, if they're able to take a second forward out or a second keep out, and obviously they would put themselves into a spot where they can easily win this one. Nice, the Europeans are trying to fight it here. Diablo has to Hellgate it out. Disc from Cure against Sergeant Hammer in the back, still fighting for the spot. Bunker and the Enjoyers able to take the camp. They want to go for Cure, and they might just get him. He didn't get far enough out and dies. But in the middle, the keep is taking damage, and down at the bottom of the map, Bambi has gone for it and is still wreaking havoc here. Madara is able to get away as Vala pops Strafe, but it doesn't change the fact that a lot of hit points were now lost on those structures. But the kill is there, so at least they were able to take Cure out, they were able to defend, they were able to close the experience gap just a little bit. So they're slowly getting there. They're slowly starting to make a couple of moves. So maybe the Europeans have a chance to bring this back slowly. They're trying to go for the objective, but that also allows Lunara to just simply push for structures, and it's an interesting situation. While the objective gets pushed by the European team, Lunara is trying to escort another wave down to the bottom of the map and has now realized that she should probably start to slowly back off here. Has not seen Sonya, I suppose, but should also be able to move away from her if she starts to engage, and that's the key. So even if Lunara dies, yeah, I mean, hashtag worth it. So 20 versus 20, second keep is gone, that means 2 armor shields have been removed. Diablo with a quick push, eventually into the wall again, not just yet. But yep, off we go. BFG comes out, Lunara with a bit more action, coming straight in for Aatrox. Leap didn't connect. The APOC, the combo, and the camp. It seems like the prisoner camp is not going to end up in the hands of the Europeans after all. They were trying here, but it didn't work out. Now Lunara's coming in again to take down Vala. Sonya has already fallen. 3 heroes still trying to escape here, but Diablo is going full OG bully mode and is starting to chase them down one after another. Brightwing eliminated, it leaves only 2 defenders. There's a big push coming towards the top and also at the bottom of the map. So I don't even know why Liam is going for the camp here. I mean, there's mercenary camps up on the map, so you immediately have to go for it. That's the rule, I know, but it's not really needed anymore. They can go for the core pretty much straight away. Cure is also going for the objective, so they want to make sure that they're winning this 100%. They're not taking any chances, but if we're honest, they could have just decided to go for the core directly. They're moving into the middle, apparently trying to take the keep out here, and once that the last armor shield is removed, there's obviously nothing to be done there anymore. You know that you can't defend the core anymore with, yeah, it's just too weak. It's way too weak. So it seems like we have a victory for our NA team. Bambi dies though, the Europeans have not given up yet. The Enjoyers are just sitting there saying like, yep, you gotta fight for it. You might win that game, but you will have to throw everything against us that you got, because we are not rolling over. We're gonna fight to the last man. And 30K comes in and says, challenge accepted. Oh yeah, let's go. So they're coming in, trying to make sure that they are now winning this one, and it's going to be a victory. The core is slowly falling, but Blaze is down. I think the defense might hold. I don't think it will. Look how much pushes in from every single lane right now, including the objective. If it still had an armor shield, then maybe, but yeah, that's game. 1-0 as 30K wins game number 1 against the Enjoyers. GG.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Dragonshire, second map in the best of 3 series. The 1-0 lead for 30K. So, the US team is looking good. USA, USA. Whereas the Enjoyers, I mean, they fought. They tried. They did what they could. But weren't able to really do anything there towards the end. It honestly felt for most of the game that they just couldn't really get a foothold on the map. And that is to the credit of the blue team. 30K did this very well. Established a lead early, played around talent advantages very nicely. And now, of course, a second chance for the European team. And by the way, this is their map choice. So they decided that they want to play on Dragonshire. As a losing team, they have the choice whether they want to have first pick, first ban or map choice. Normally, most teams go for first pick, first ban. But in this case, they actually said, okay, we want to play on Dragonshire. So this is one of the most macro-heavy maps. And again, they play with a ping disadvantage. So I said earlier that some of the choices that we're seeing in talents for heroes that might seem a little bit odd, or some of the hero picks even, might be because they have a ping disadvantage playing cross-server. Same as when we're seeing someone like Cure play on the European server, and he doesn't play as much of Zeratul or Tracer as he would in his home environment. But when it comes to map choice, that obviously figures in too, because if you're playing a map where macro is a lot more important, it's easier for you to play around your opponent here. Now, Genji gets banned out, Junkrat as well. I want to remind everybody once again that you can pick whatever you want. Heroes that have been played can be picked again. We don't have the Meta Madness Light rules here. And the blue team with Maiev first. So, Kyo's just sitting there, it's like, okay boys, if you don't ban Maiev out, I'm gonna take her again. She was amazing for us in game number 1, she's gonna be great for us in game number 2 too. And then over on the red team side, I would expect that at least this time we're gonna get some globals. Brightwing Johanna again, it's the same opening that they had on the previous map. I believe this is actually from both teams, the exact same opening. I'm having a bit of a deja vu over here, so yeah. So... Diablo Blaze. It would be kind of funny if they just played the exact same combo. But, let's see. Is Blaze the top laner for them? Lucio. Ah yeah, they picked Lucio in the last one too. This time we get Chromie. This time we have Chromie. Chromie was banned out against Madara on the first map, so this time they prioritize her a little bit higher. They could still go into Diablo and Blaze. I think though, yeah, Diablo gets banned, and I personally think if they don't go for Dehaka, then Blaze will likely be picked by the Enjoyers. Dehaka, Blaze are probably the two that we're talking about right now. Now, depending on who you're playing for, you can obviously also like combo another hero together with Urel. That also works on Dragonshire. She has the mobility and the option to jump between lane and the objective, which is really nice for controlling lane experience and claiming the objective. Zeratul gets banned. Not quite sure how big the chances were of the Enjoyers playing him. They played him once, I believe, in the qualifiers. But I still am very interested to see what the side laner is going to be for them now. Dehaka, Blaze are my personal picks here. So, yeah. Depending on how they want to run it. Brightwing alone just doesn't cut it as a global. You don't have the wave clear on the side lane that you want. So, Dehaka. They go Sonya again. They go Falstad for global control. And they play Sonya. When I look at Ether with Sonya, he had, I believe, 3 leaps now that all missed. So, yeah. I would blame it on ping if I was him. Maybe it's also too late on the weekend, so he already had 1 or 2. Maybe had a beer or 2. There's the Urel combo. Urel and Nubarak. Really nice frontline combo that the Koreans have in the past played a lot during the days of HGC, the Eastern Clash in particular. It was the go-to comp for a lot of them. And here comes Tracer then for Arian. So guys, stage is set. We're going into Dragonshire. Map number 2 between 30K and the Storm League Enjoyers. Game number 2, blue team on the left of Dragonshire. We have 30k with Cure on my F. Liam is playing Urel this time. Caterpillar and Anubarak on the front line. Madara is playing Chromie, so he's back on his mages, and we get Legacy on Lucio. Zipping across the map and driving everybody into madness. As over towards the right side, we got Arion and Tracer for the Europeans. The Enjoyers with Ether on Sonya. We got Alvaros playing the Global with Falstad. And then on top of that, of course, Lavakal again with Brightwing. And we get Itrax on Johanna. So, can the red team win this one? Are they able to go one-on-one with their opponents, force game number 3 and go the distance? Or is 30k just coming into this round robin phase and says like, yep, we're not going to waste any time here. We're just going to take everybody down. We're going to show you boys who's boss, and then we're heading into the finals. Well, figure it out, but they are just absolutely lost. When I see them play, I want to have another offline event. I don't know. I can't be the only one that sees Cure play with Caterpillar, with Madaran, with all of them, with Legacy, and just things like, yep, those offline events that we had in Miami and in Berlin, they were amazing. I can't be the only one. There must be others that immediately have a little bit of a nostalgia thing. I know that not everybody could go back then, but yeah, the events were of course insane. So, as is, we now have the Furious Blow for Sonya as a level 1 talent. We have Tracer going into Parting Gift here. And Tracer just as a pick alone is already mega interesting to me, because I've been talking a lot about how when you're playing cross-server, you definitely have some disadvantages because of the high ping. And they actually talked about this in the qualifiers a little bit too, when at times the ping was even increasing. Now they are playing a hero that is very ping reliant with Tracer, and it's something that they can definitely play, that can also work for them, but it also is them taking a risk. They have to be very, very careful how they're playing this out now. And yeah, I mean, we'll see how it works out. But it is a bit of a risk for them to take, obviously, as I already said. So yeah, there's that. But then again, either way, we now have still a bit of aggression around the camps that are up on the map. So they're now trying to make a move over here and try to quickly claim those siege giants. And in this case, it's actually the blue team that was not only able to take their own, but they also were able to take the one of the opponents. So yeah, they just stole essentially everything away here. And they're also going for a Dragonite right now, which is not going to be interrupted. Nope, that's DK number 1. Dragonite is taken. So nice. Very nice, actually. Really cool move by the NA team. And that allows them fairly easily now to get the first Dragonite of the game and break through the mid wall. We have Sonya still dealing with Urel at the top, but this is already a great start for 30k as they're breaking through structures and opening up some opportunities in the middle of the map. So, well done. Very well done. And again, first objective obviously not really mega powerful or anything. It's burned down quickly. But still, the wall, opening that up, that was important. So they already worked around that. And yeah, so far so good. It's off to a good start for them. Let's see how much further they can go here. DK, yeah, nearly gone. But they open up a second wall. So the fort has taken damage in the middle of the map. They opened the wall up in the bottom. So there's lots of stuff that they were able to do. At the top, the fight is also just breaking out as they're starting to make another move here. Ether! Oh, Sonya, and it's a kill. Sonya goes down, gets eliminated here. She's toast. They're trying for my F to get the counter kill. They're trying for Legacy. Falstad, Legacy! Oh, he dies. He got really close though. Caterpillar, he's also trying to get out here. It's a kill for a kill thus far. And at least the Nubarag makes it out. But I like it. Lots of action, lots of aggression between the teams here. And a really nice little move as they went for the counter kill against Lucio, who nearly escaped. I mean, kudos to Legacy at least to making it this close. But yeah, that was still a pretty decent chase. So, good fun. Level 8 is kicking in. Chromie therefore gets her level 10. And then on top of that, we're having down at the bottom of the map, Madara. I mean, he is the one that is going to just now look to get some extra damage in time and time again. Whenever anybody pins someone down with a good stun, he can follow up on that. And he definitely will. So they are going to aggressively push in with the Nubarak, trying to T-Chromie up a bit and then get the damage out over here. Yeah, Arian. They get a kill. Tracer, and yep. Tracer gets eliminated. She got killed. Gets shanked over here. And sad times for her. Tracer's already down. And all of a sudden, that fort is in real danger of getting destroyed. Blue team has to fall back. But if you look at the mid lane, and you look into the bottom of the map, you have 2 lanes now that very aggressively are getting attacked here. And the Europeans are losing ground. And the problem of this map is obviously always the same. Once that you're losing your forts, you don't have those fountains any longer to tap when the big fights break out over the objective. So once they are gone, they're going to be in trouble. And the pressure is already on. I mean, the pressure is right there. Falset is flying top now to try and alleviate it at least a bit. Liam is already jumping out. Good extra damage from Alvaros, but yeah, they couldn't get the kill on Urel. At least they get the shrine, so that's that. Down at the bottom of the map, we have Madara now. Trying to get away from Vitrax here. They have level 10. They have level 10. The blue team has heroic abilities, and the Joyas are without a fort at the bottom, and with Jojo very much so alone in the middle of nowhere, so this is gonna get problematic to say the least. But they're all surviving. They all made it out, so good on them. That's actually a little bit better than I expected them to do here. Leap is now ready. Let's see if Alvaros is able to connect 1 or 2 this time and get those in. But yeah, I mean, meantime, top side is still our side laners going up against each other. But I still gotta give credit to the blue team. They out-rotate them again, and that is Dragon Knight number 2. Nicely done. Caterpillar claims it. Second Dragon Knight for him. And yep, they are doing work. Oh, big jump, big leap, but not enough firepower here. It's a 3 versus 3 as the Dragon Knight is wreaking havoc in the middle of the map. So what's happening over here is just a bit of a skirmish without consequences, but the consequences that we're seeing in the mid lane, they are definitely real. So here the fort gets destroyed. The one at the bottom has obviously fallen already previously. That means that we now have 2 forts out, and 30k is just continuing their fantastic performance that we've now seen from them the entire time in this series. They are making a statement here. They absolutely are. So yeah, they're going like hot butter through cheese through their opponents. And again, you can check out the link in the description. We got hot butter through cheese merch. Finally, the meme has become a reality. So check out the link in the description if you want to have a look there. 2 kills to 2 as Urel finally goes down. The blue space god gets eliminated. Didn't have to cool down on her ult anymore. So, nice. At least a kill. Weren't able to do too much else here, but they were able to get the kill. So in experience, they're only trailing by half a level. If you're looking at the damage output, 19,000, 20,000 essentially for Sonya. So she's the top dog in the game. Why do people say top dog, by the way? Why is it not top cat? Never thought about that before. But everybody is like top dog. Why not top cat? Are there no alpha cats? Is there only an alpha dog or an alpha wolf? There has to be an alpha cat. If I go into the Serengeti and like I talk to some lions, there's definitely going to be an alpha cat. A leap once again, but also a gust. Oh, the cocoon straight into the face of Sonya. All those spiders like that. And Jojo gets murdered by Chromie. Chromie comes in, takes them all down. Yay! Very happy. Shut up. Alright, so they might go for Sonya too. Sonya wanted to get the kill against, against Lucio. And couldn't, but she got close. Sonya still gets destroyed. And the camp gets stolen. So I think we should have alpha cats. I would probably call myself more of a dog person than a cat person, but I think this is discriminatory. There should be alpha cats. I need to talk to Peter a little bit. Peter is really good at like talking about things like that. So, yeah. 15 to 13. Oh, Cure! That is a kill! Nice! Well done. So, they get the kill on Cure. They're fighting back, everybody! All of a sudden, the Europeans with Tracer running them down, one hero at a time. Blessed Shield, they go for Cattle, and he gets murdered too. Caterpillar is gone. They are able to take another one out, and, well, who knows? Maybe the Europeans are able to do some work here after all. Falstad and the rest of the team are now moving down to the bottom of the map in order to try to chase this. But, yep, not happening just yet. So, interesting. Maybe an objective. Urella sitting in the middle trying to deny it as best as she can. Legacy is not cutting it close down here at all now, is he? Yep, definitely cutting it close. Now in the meantime, we have level 16 talents kicking in for 30k. So that gives us with the Nubarak the epic enter. They still have not entered the space here. It's been a typo that has been around for such a long time with epic enter, but they refuse to add this space between the two words. So it's a little bit concerning to me. With all the patches that are bringing out lately, I think this typo should be finally fixed, but they haven't done it. So Nubarak can now epically enter the opponent's backline. And yeah, now that they lost Lucio and their support again, next attack is already coming. Hello, Falstad, Chromie, it's a massacre. Chromie down, Falstad down, they are going bananas. So, time to kill some heroes. 4 versus 3 now in favor of the Europeans. Caterpillar is trying to get the double control, Blessed Shield, and the Fruit Fly gets murdered. 30k is fighting back. 30k is having none of that. They're fighting back right now. They're taking Sonya down. And just as it seemed that maybe, just maybe, the Europeans have a little bit of a chance here to start a comeback, they are getting shut down again. Yeah, they fought well, but it was not happening. The objective now probably going to be taken in a moment. Actually, no, because nobody claimed the shrine at the bottom, but they took Jojo out as they chased her over towards the right side of the map. But of course, they can still go for the Dragonite. They should go for the Dragonite. 16 to 16 talents. And yeah, Falstad has moved towards the top and has just simply said, alright boys, I'm gonna claim this one for now. I always like Afterburner as well. Like anything that allows you to get just more global control and reposition yourself is kind of funny. So he's just speeding around the entire time. Chromie, by the way, second highest damage dealer in the game now, just behind Tracer. And this is Dragonite number 3 for 30k. So 1 DK after another for them. And they have that big leading experience now. More than a level ahead. So, yeah. Next little attack is already coming. Yeah, starting to get some hits in. Cocoon is out. That topside fort will fall. And reminder, every single time that a fort falls, it makes things so much worse for the red team. Because they are losing all these fountains. They're losing the retreat points. And it's becoming more and more of a problem for them. Very clearly. So, not really a whole lot they can do about it, but they're losing control of this game. They need to win a big team fight and then really bring it back. Leap and hit! Chromie down! Totally destroyed. Absolutely annihilated. Chromie is gone. 8 kills to 7. And now Nubarak sitting here straight in the middle, getting a good stun out. But with Chromie gone, they are missing one of their best DPS. They're actually missing their best DPS. So instead we're getting a disc thrown out to save Nubarak. Caterpillar is still fine, still alive and kicking. Level 20 is soon gonna come in for the blue team. I would love to say that the gap is getting close a little bit by the red team, and I guess technically it's still true, but it's also so insignificant at this point that I don't think it's going to play a big difference, because once that level 20 is available for 30k, they're going to have more than a level in order to get big value out of this. So, yeah. I mean, right now, that Storm Talent will trigger an attack. Maybe even another objective. So, yeah. Attack. Oh, big hit is coming. Nicely done. That is Maiev gone. So Maiev is out. And I'm telling you now, all of a sudden the Europeans are starting to get some kills in. Once that Ether starts to connect his leaps, then we are seeing them get some value. And in this case, it translates into a 4 destroyed at the bottom of the map. Now, 30k wouldn't be 30k if they didn't think about how can we capitalize on the situation. And they're using the space up at the top. And yeah, try to at least break through the wall. But it's all about the Bridge of Death. Bottom fort has now fallen. Okay. But they closed the experience gap a little bit. And getting that one fort is already a step into the right direction. The question as so often is simply, is it too little, too late? And it might well be. So, can they do something about it? Is it enough to somehow bring things back here? Not sure. That was, by the way, not my Chewbacca impression. Yeah, so I didn't go for Wookiee with this one. Hashtag the Acolyte is the best Star Wars show that was ever made. Lesbian space witches. If you don't know what I'm talking about, do yourself a favor and don't look it up. So, level 20. Any moment now. They're denying the objective. Falstad takes over up at the top. And... oh no! Urel comes in. Jojo, Brightwing, Sonya. They're all dead and dying. It's a triple kill. Yep, it is a massive triple kill, and that was maybe the nail in the coffin, because now the objective is taken again. 3 heroes are down, the Dragon Knight has been claimed, and this is likely gonna cost them a keep. Yeah, 40 seconds until they're gone. This looks very, very much like it's going to be a keep here. Oh boy, yeah. I mean, kudos to 30k. Powerful team, powerful performance. Falstad with the gust, trying to buy them a little bit of time. And with this, here comes the attack for the bottom keep. It's gone. And of course, right now, it's all about the core. Try and take that out as quickly as possible. Murder it, take the 2-0 victory. And that is a fantastic start into the round robin for 30k. They take one of the 2 European teams out without even dropping a map. They take the victory on Dragon Giant. GG, well played and nicely done. 30k with a 2-0 against the Enjoyers.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.